This is your destiny compatibility with the three of spades. So I'm going to start out by telling you first who he is as a three of spades. So he is a three of spade. I didn't want to just start out telling you the compatibility without kind of telling you who he is as a person through his destiny card. So the three of spade have the opportunity for great success in their life if they are willing to work for it. They have a heavier load than most, indicated by their position in Saturn line. But if they work hard, they will receive the blessing of being in the Jupiter column. So Saturn is a great teacher. So it's a lesson that he's going to have to learn. Their Six of Diamond karma card tells us that there is a karmic debt to be paid on a financial or value basis. They are often associated with Six of Diamond persons who are the collectors of these debts. And you know what? By him, by them not telling us about this, we just walking around blinded, constantly have to pay people and don't even realize it's because it's past life. You see what I'm saying? If they really taught us this and we lived our life this way, we would understand more things. The main lesson is to learn responsibility and fairness and financial dealings and money in general. The three of spade person will often have to pass through some experiences where they feel they were treated unfairly on a financial level. The six of diamond tells us that most, if not all, of these are just the payments being made from lifetimes past. The three of spade can represent indecision about work or health, and they should watch their health carefully. The more they worry about their health, the worse their condition may get. So they have a responsibility to watch their thoughts and feelings as they relate to health matters. In many cases, their health problems can be traced to emotional stress in their lives. Their strong work and career drives often interfere with their attention to their bodies and emotions. Also, which such with such a strong creative urge, they can also spread themselves too thin and get stressed out at times. Having the Queen of Spade and Jupiter, which is a 10 of Diamond karma card, gives them the opportunity for great business success through mastery of their inner values. So he basically needs to look in his inner self, and that's how he'll become his higher self. This can be one of their best values for satisfaction in life. These people are artistically gifted and can produce some of the most profound and inspiring expressions in the medium of their choice. That's in the career of their choice. If they just clear about what is most important to them in life, everything they need and want will come to them. They can also excel at sales and promotion, though this avenue isn't as satisfying on the creative level as artistic pursuits. They are well suited for having multiple occupations and usually choose this, but be careful not to take on too much. Being a three brings a huge amount of creativity, and this can also bring the temptation to tell half truths or stories to make their lives easier. This is especially true because of their Jack of Diamonds karma card. They can easily tell stories that are believed by others and never run out of marketable ideas. However, with the Jack of Diamonds clubs in their Saturn position, they will always meet with some disappointment or problems if they stray from strict honesty. So he needs to be honest in his life, okay? And that'll be the best for him. Only in the path of highest integrity and the willingness to put forth an honest work effort will bring them success that they want. Among them are some of the most successful artists in the world. The three of spade is a highly creative and romantic person and needs a partner with whom they may share these interests. They are hurdles in love based upon inner fears of abandonment or rejection that must be dealt with, but overall they have good marriage potential. So you got to think about the times where, he was making you feel like maybe he was acting insecure or something like that. And you just got to let him know, talk to his abandonment issues. They need an outlet for their creativity because their extramarital affairs are usually the result of not giving themselves a positive creative outlet. They will often attract a mate who is of a critical nature, one with a pessimistic attitude. But even so, this same mate usually makes good money and they enjoy that aspect of the relationship. There is a good deal of idealism in this card that can spill into their romantic involvements. Love can be a very spiritual thing for them, and they often have lofty goals for their marriage. But this same idealism tends to blind them to negative think qualities of those they attract and love, and they end up with those who don't really match up with their dreams. There are often emotional challenges that began in childhood that must be dealt with before the three of spades can have a happy married or romantic life. So I knew that they also need to develop positive mental habits and affirmations about love if they are to overcome some of the challenges in this area. They are restless and a quality which may extend to their romantic lives. Finding a combination of qualities in someone else that matches their own diversity may take some time, but is entirely possible. So they're saying that he should be with, he's sought after by diamond females. So it's not really saying who he should be with. It's just saying who's seeking after him. And that he has mixed feelings. Okay, so we're going to get started with y'all compatibility. So Pluto is your first connection, and that's interesting. He is Pluto to you in your life spread. So that's now. There is something very challenging for you about him. He causes you to make changes in your life and helps you to expand beyond your present capabilities or self-imposed limitations. It is likely that the two of you have battles of will at times. The two of you may be vying for control in the relationship, and this can get intense. However, if handled with awareness, this could be one of the most valuable relationships of your life. It will transform you and help you reach your highest potential while encouraging you to let go of emotional attachments or negative habits that are holding you back. To get the most out of this connection, resist the temptation to try to change or control your partner and use this energy to change yourself. This is what this relationship is meant to be for you, a stimulus to change. While not easy relationship by standards, its value to you could be enormous. This connection is usually associated with strong sexual attraction. So the Pluto connection is related to Mars, but it's Mars taken to a higher octave. So instead of the lust and anger that Mars gives, you get the control and power complexes of Pluto. So as in the Mars connection, Pluto has a higher level of attraction and intensity. So ultimately, this relationship is for you will depend on your relationship with yourself. You see that? The Pluto person reminds us of some qualities in ourselves that we have contracted to change. Woo! Baby, that's why I didn't want you to end that relationship with him. I don't care if y'all not together or not. Some type of way you got to make sure that you got to get to your highest potential some type of way with him being in your life. Okay, so if you are aware of your own faults and are able to accept them, this relationship will not seem too intense and challenging. On a spiritual and personal development level, this can be one of the most important and valuable relationships of your life. This connection has a -5 in compatibility because few people can live with this kind of intensity for long periods of time. You see why you saying y'all be together, then you break it off, then you be together, then you break it off, because it's a very challenging relationship. But it is for your highest good, right? Of course, other more harmonious connections can help to offset this intensity and help the two coexist in agreement. So the affirmation for this connection is, my partner's presence reminds me of those things that I most desire and want to change about myself, period. So you have a connection to Jupiter, right? And so you're Jupiter to each other. Right? And that's in the spiritual spread. So this connection is a strong bond that adds many blessings to your relationship, whether it is marriage, friendship, or business. That's why I'm telling you, you need to go back to see how you guys going to get to your higher self. This is not strong on the attraction level. It will contribute a lot to your overall compatibility and joy in being together. You both enjoy giving to each other, and you share many of the same philosophers. I can't get it out today. philosophical beliefs and ideas. You tend to have the same opinions about what is important in life, especially on the spiritual level or on the level of integrity and honesty. You are both there for each other when you are needed, and you have good advice and other things of value to offer each other when needed. If you both keep your heart and mind open to giving and receiving the many gifts you share, you both will benefit greatly. This connection springs from a past life in which the two of you shared some experiences in which you both developed some deep understanding about what is true and untrue in life. This could have been as fellow members of some religious order or in some other kind of institution where philosophy was one of the major focuses. Now, in this life, you tend to see things the same way in the areas of right and wrong. So here's some notes about it. This is one of the most beneficial of the spiritual connections that the two partners can have. First of all, it is a past life earned connection. For this reason, this connection tends to run deeper and have more meaning than the same connection in the life spread. Secondly, it is a Jupiterian connection, which, they said in his, that's why I say it's so important to do what God tells me to do, because he has a Jupiterian part of himself that if he is honest and true to himself and to life itself, he will be able to get there. Okay. And that ain't gonna do nothing but bless him more. All right. It is a Jupiterian connection. Jupiter is one of the most important of the spiritual planets. It has been called the guru planet, the Lord of wisdom and abundance. This connection guarantees that there is some sort of deep bond on the level of your beliefs and philosophies. If you will access this and openly discuss your relationship in light of this, you could find that there is much more meaning for your being together than you first thought. This, of course, presupposes that these things like life purpose and spirituality are important to you. All right, so the affirmation for this connection: my partner and I share a common philosophy and a natural desire to give to each other. We appreciate all that we share. This is, of course, this is Venus. You know what I'm saying? This is Venus, and this is what happens. You are Venus to him. That's why he's so into you. Your partner just adores you, and the two of you have quite a bit in common that makes you feel comfortable with one another and helps you enjoy your time spent together. This is a great connection for marriage or friendship. You find much pleasure in being together and have a good deal of mutual appreciation and enjoyment. For these reasons, you both have made a good choice in choosing this relationship. So the affirmation for this connection is: there is a strong bond of love and friendship between my partner and I. We enjoy similar things and each other. So your next connection is Saturn, and you are Saturn to him in the life spread. And so you are a challenging influence in your partner's life. It is like that you are often judging him and pointing out areas where he needs improvement. He sees you as a restrictive and perhaps burdensome influence. You may find that you just naturally want to either criticize him or make suggestions about how he should or how he could improve in his life and performance. If you become overly critical, you will find him avoiding contact with you or opposing you. So your role as teacher must be handled carefully. Just how this connection affects your relationship will depend on what other connections you share and the attitude of your partner. If he accepts your role as a teacher in his life, this relationship will go a lot smoother. Otherwise, all your efforts to teach or help him will only create more friction and animosity between you. So the affirmation for this connection is: I am my partner's teacher and guide. I use this power with love and understanding. Okay, so you have to be, and sometimes he's not being honest with himself. So when you bring something up, it definitely really, it stings, because he's not even being honest with himself. But all of this is going to help him become his higher self. So your last connection is Venus, and you are Venus to him in the spiritual spread. The two of you have been together before, and there is much love flowing between you from that lifetime and perhaps others. You may have felt some of that love at first sight energy when you first met. You can be friends or lovers. You can also get more serious and deeply involved. Just exactly what you do with this foundation of love that exists between you is up to you, but one thing that is for sure is that you have a great start for a meaningful and lasting relationship, a much better start than you'll have with just about anyone else that you may encounter. One of the outstanding qualities of this wonderful connection is that it is an earned connection. This means that the feelings you have for each other were created by a prior lifetime of being together. This connection is often responsible for love at first sight and other such phenomenon. Usually there is an instant recognition or acceptance of each other. This connection adds a tremendous boost to a relationship's compatibility and is common among successful marriages. The affirmation for this connection is my partner and I share a deep love connection that is hard to explain. Our love is timeless and eternal. That is so beautiful. I love it. I knew it. So I don't know what you want to do. I don't know if he believes in readings. I can help, or if he even just do it from a coaching standpoint. I don't got to talk about readings. I could just talk to him about like what's going on in his life, and things like that to help him get to his higher self. All right. Love you. Let me know what you think.